You touched on the STAR method, and I want to lean into a little bit more, if you could elaborate, Harriet, on the power of storytelling when you're at the interview. Give us perhaps an example or two of a powerful way to convey a story that, if you just shared the facts, wouldn't go over nearly as well. Are there a couple of examples you can share?
I can think of an example that I use oftentimes from having worked with a CIO. And one of the accomplishment bullets on his resume was, and I'm not going to remember this exactly, but increased customer satisfaction by 70%, decrease overall cost or budget by 35% within the first year. Um, what we didn't know though is what's behind that story. So one of his personal value themes, if you will, is that he was very passionate about IT, and he felt that the IT, the problem that some IT leaders have is how to communicate in business terms. That's a very theoretical answer. It really doesn't tell you anything about the individual, and we still don't know what's behind the story of those results that I quoted. So, using the STAR model, I've just kind of given you the result, so the end of the STAR. But what's missing is the situation and the action component. So if we back up and he would say, for example, if you look on my resume, you'll note that particular accomplishment bullet, the 70%, 35%. When I first arrived at the bank in my new role as CIO, one of the first things I did was to meet individually with business leaders of various departments to understand their needs and understand their concerns about IT, knowing that we wanted to roll out a new software platform and also to save costs. So that was sort of the situation that he ran into. Um, Beginning to meet with them is beginning that action component. Continuing, for instance, I met with the marketing department and I was invited to their quarterly meeting. And for that meeting, I decided to develop a dashboard, red, yellow, green, that all could relate to. And I put some statistics next to that in terms of goals. And therefore, they could understand in business terms what we were trying to accomplish. And we set some goals for ourselves in terms of how we're going to get there. And it was so successful that I was invited to present at each of their quarterly meetings to convey what progress we had made and answered our questions. So now we have the full story. We have a little bit about the person, their passion for IT, their their uh, their awareness that they have to communicate in business terms. We know what happened when they first joined the bank, in this case, how they approached it, what they did, what actions or steps they took to gain credibility and trust, and then finally the results. So that gives us that complete story.
Hmm. And when you convey that with genuine human passion, they really start to see the person who somewhat appeared in that resume, right? And that's where
Exactly.
the question of fit and do I like this person, that's where those questions arise in the interviewer's mind.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wonderful.